Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Skratch. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. We got some news about upcoming summoning events for this weekend, and I can tell you we're going to have a crazy summon rush, guys. We're going to have some super OP champions, especially for the Chimera. One of my most wanted, and yes, most likely, I will put my hand into the wallet and try to get a champion. We're going to see what sort of packs they are going to push down our throats this weekend. This summon rush, of course, is related to the fusion, guys, and it seems like you're going to get 50% more event points than usual from summoning void shards. I think this is the very first time they're doing it, and yes, I will open quite a few void shards, hopefully. Leaving all that on the side, guys, we do have a guaranteed champion. Is another epic for the Mikage. The very first time they're putting Lady Quillin as a guaranteed. 40 ancient shards. She's a trash champion. If you need her for the fusion and you have the shards, go for it. If you don't bother, because she's really not a good champion. Then we will have some news about the future updates, guys. The QOL changes, artifact space, and tons of different things that the developers kind of like answer to, but nothing very interesting, to be honest. So I'm actually going to start with that, just to kind of like take it out of the way. So Classic Arena Weekly Reset. Currently, apparently, there's no way for them to be able to shift the Arena Reset. As you guys know, the Arena resets every single Monday at 8 a.m. UTC, right? And it's been like this for the last 6 years or so since the game is out. They're saying that there is no way for them to rotate that, no way for them to change it, but they are considering maybe in the future to maybe do somehow a change where at least once a month is going to have a different time. And they are talking about Blind Arena. That's something that they are taking in consideration as well. They should really spice that up. I gave up on Classic Arena ages ago, to be honest. It's a pretty dead game mode. Then, Clan Siege, the defense teams placed. As you guys probably know, at the moment, once the siege is over, the defense teams are still being placed in there. Like, for example, my team is there, and I will have to remove it. This is just plain dumb because most likely those posts will have different requirements, different conditions, right? So why should they keep the teams there? Just remove them like you were doing it from the beginning. We don't want to keep them in there, right? So they are basically saying that they will do some changes in the future, but they are not planning to remove all of the teams from all of the buildings like they used to, only from the Stronghold. The Stronghold is the main building from where they shouldn't remove them because there are no conditions in there. We don't care if you're keeping the same teams in there because most likely we are going to put the same teams in there. What is important are the posts, not the mana shrines, not the defense towers. The defense teams from the posts need to be removed after every single siege. As simple as that. Then, Little Dose and Incinerate, the blessings. Basically, they announced that this will work in the siege mode as well. So they're just mentioning that, yes, they will start working from January in the next patch. Chimera area bonuses. There are no plans in the foreseeable future. That's what they're saying. Now, when I asked initially, they said they will definitely do it, just not yet. So most likely, in the next 6 to 12 months, we will have area bonuses. Unless they're just not going to bring them yet. But the foreseeable future is kind of like the next six months or so. Then, implementation timeframes for these features. We're talking about the QOL changes, Insta Hydra Battle, campaign super raids, and background battles. All of these are basically meant to roll out in the next 3 to 4 months, guys. So usually when they're dropping a video, what's next in raid, the whole time frame for that video is around 3 to 4 months. So each month, something gradually gets added to the game. Then, artifacts and accessory storage. We mentioned in the past that we are working on a large-scale storage upgrade that won't compromise game performance. While we are still testing and perfecting that solution, we plan to add 100 more artifact slots and 100 more accessory slots around March. So, still a lot of waiting for 100 slots each, right? That's pretty much it. They haven't really gave us any other information, anything juicier than than this guy. So nothing really, okay? Let's be honest. Now, talking about the crazy summon rush that we are about to have. If you are going for the fusion, most likely you're gonna be happy because you're gonna need to summon anyway. It's always good when we have a fusion champion or a fusion going on, and the summoning events bring in good champions, right? In the past, they used to give us the worst champions, okay? The worst possible champions in these events. And I like to see that this changed for the last 1 to 2 years, okay? Starting with the whole shenanigans. This Friday, December 20th, they're planning to launch a progressive chance event, giving you at least a 15x chance to summon the champions of your dreams from Ancient, Primal, Void, and Sacred Shards. Yes, it's just a 15x, but it matters what champions we have on, right? Starting with the very first one, guys, I know you're gonna love this because maybe if you're a man with one nut, you might get a second nut. If you're a man with no nuts, you might get your first nut. So, Newt is the very first champion on the list, guys. Very powerful in all of the PvE content, dungeons, bosses, you name it. There is literally no area where this champion is not good in PvE. Enemy max HP decreases the defense. Best build for this champion, you're gonna have a couple of different options. Either you're going in with Savage, either you're going in with Relentless. Relentless still very strong, especially for the Chimera, because he will hit the cap without having a Savage set. So that's the beauty of it. He has very good multipliers on this skill. Decrease attack, weaken, counter attack, chance to freeze or deplete the Thermitor. Overall, he's a very solid champion, guys. When they introduced him, everybody jumped on him as the Fire Knight specialist. Well, a lot of things changed since. Hydra specialist, Clan Boss specialist, any other dungeon specialist, Sand Devil specialist, Chimera specialist, you know, you name it. Absolutely amazing. Then, again, we have Duchess Lilithum. I don't know, but I feel like in the last 6 months, we had Duchess Lilithum at least 10 times on these events. Unless I'm dreaming, but either way, we have her once again. Speed Aura. Best build for her, guys, 9-piece protection. Doesn't really matter what you're using her. For Arena, of course, you're going to want to have different things. Maybe a Stone Skin, a Bolster, a High Resistance, double Stone Skin. It really depends at what level you're playing Arena, what exactly you're trying to achieve with her in the team, right? But for the Chimera, she's definitely a good champion. She's not making my top 15, though. I feel like there are much better champions for the Chimera, but she's great for Hydra. She's overall a great champion. She's not bad. I feel like in 1,000 years, we're not going to be able to say that Duchess is bad, right? With all the power creep and stuff. Definitely a solid one. You get the increased attack, the block buffs, the perfect veil, the block debuff, sorry, not the block buffs. A bit of a shield on the A1, which is not really relevant. The passive is really good as well. Overall, super solid. And yes, you can use it in the Chimera if you don't have any other revivers that can give you Thermitor and stuff like that, right? Then we have High Keeper Prisma. I can't really remember the faction for that champion. I'll be very, very honest with you guys. I can't even remember when they added that champion to the game. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of a research here, guys, and find the faction for that champion because I honestly do not remember it. No clue. Where is she from? Right? Is it from here? Maybe it's a high elf, just by the name. Yes, it is. Okay, the new one. That's why I don't remember it, because it's the new champion. Actually, I like this one. I just wish the revive would be on a 3-turn cooldown instead of a 4-turn cooldown. I remember it. So with the A1, you have a double hitter. After attacking, transfers all debuffs from the ally with the most debuffs to the target. Will not transfer the crowd control ones. Attacks one enemy before attacking, removes all buffs from the target, which is nice. And then she has an ally attack with a champion with the highest crit damage, which will ignore 35% of the target's defense, which is pretty nice. And if the enemy is killed by the ally joining the attack, activates an instant turn effect on the ally. This, unfortunately, won't work in Hydra, won't work in the Chimera. So it's kind of like more for waves and PvP. The revive is nice, but it would be better on a 3-turn cooldown. I mean, you have a fusion that has an AoE revive on a 3-turn cooldown, and then you bring in other legendaries with a single target revive on a 4-turn cooldown. Like, come on, dude. Increase attack and perfect veil. And the passive is not bad either. It's a decent champion. I wouldn't necessarily go all in to summon on a 15x, because he's not really at the top of the food chain, you know, as a reviver, as a support champion. Then the next one is going to be Sneak Track. Now I know a lot of you guys love the rat. He's a pretty good one. He's not really making my top 15 for the Chimera, but he's definitely in the conversation in the top 20. So you have the A1, attacks one enemy, has a chance to put decreased attack. You have decreased speed, shield, you have ally protection, reflect damage, leech from the passive. If you're looking to build this champion for the Chimera, again, protection will be your best friend. You don't really want the Chimera to steal your reflect damage or anything like that, because that can be pretty nasty. Your ally protection, that's gonna kill him. But other than that, definitely pretty interesting for the Chimera. It really depends what champions you have available. There are better options out there, but if you don't have them, he's going to be an absolute monster for your Chimera teams. Pretty useful in the Hydra clan boss as well. Again, more like a mid-tier champion for the Hydra, but overall, if you get him, you can definitely get some uses out of the champion. So it's not like you're gonna chuck him in the vault unless you have a very stacked account. The next one on the list, guys, we've got a GOAT, Opardin Clanfather. So I know a lot of you guys used to hate this champion, including myself, but he got a buff. He's so much better now, especially for the Chimera, guys. He's getting some Thermitor with the A1, a massive heal with this skill right here, and you have the block buffs, you have the heal reduction, you have him cleansing the block buffs and the heal reduction. You're getting 2 continuous heals. You're getting a block debuffs on your team, immunity for 2 turns, and he has a chance to remove another random debuff from all allies. Pretty damn good. But what makes him so freaking amazing is this passive. Each time a continuous heal buff heals an ally, fills that ally's Thermitor by 10%. So if you can stack a lot of continuous heals on your team in the Chimera, you're gonna go ham. A very interesting team with him can be with 2 buff extension champions. Maybe a Demeter, a Mikage, and some other champions in there that can really bring in a lot of continuous heals and allow you to constantly increase the duration of them. So you stack like 5-6 of them. You're gonna get so much Thermitor that is gonna blow your mind. A Cena in there as well. Wow. Okay, just wow. And yeah, that's pretty much all. 9-piece protection is the way to go on him as well, just to ensure that nobody will steal your buffs. Relentless Impulse can work as well as a different option if you don't have a 9-piece protection on him. You gotta make the most out of it. So getting as many continuous heals on your team is going to be key. Then, the next champion on the list, Krisk. Yeah, Krisk is a great, great champion. I'm not the biggest fan of Krisk for the Chimera, but you guys know it. He's amazing pretty much everywhere, right? And even in the Chimera, he's very good. But I feel like there are much better options for the Chimera. More reliable decreased speed champions. You are getting ally protection, increase the duration of buffs, continuous heal on himself, provoke, increase speed, increase defense. The passive, which is still really, really nice. Now, in terms of builds for Krisk, you do have quite a few different options. If you're not going with 9-piece protection, which can help you to boost the damage and protect the buffs from him, you can go with 4-piece Slayer, so he's getting Thermitor. You can go with a Hex curse set, which is mainly for Hydra. You have quite a few different options in terms of how you can build Krisk, right? Overall, pretty damn solid. Then we have a dwarf. Actually, we have 2 dwarfs, but one of them, Acrisia. Very powerful for the Chimera. Enemy max HP is the way to go at the moment, especially if you don't have Toshiro or a high blessing on Ninja. The enemy max HP champions will definitely put in some big numbers. Acrisia, Newt, Marius. Acrisia, she's nice because she has every single skill as an enemy max HP. Now, this will change in the future once they will introduce the new Great Hall. But as you guys can probably remember from the beginning of the video, it's not happening in the foreseeable future. So the enemy max HP champions will be the GOATs. Plus, I'm around 1000% sure that they will introduce a new enemy max HP champion that most likely will be slightly better than what we currently have in the game, because they will try to milk some people from basically getting shards, summoning better champions for the Chimera. You guys know the drill. So they're gonna milk some enemy max HP, before they're introducing the new Great Hall. Best build for Acrisia, if you have a 6-star Crushing Grand, go Relentless. If you don't have a 6-star Crushing Grand, Savage can definitely ensure that you are smashing the cap on the boss every single time. Now, you might argue it and say, should I go with Relentless because those extra turns might make up for the damage? That can be a thing as well. I haven't really tested the difference to be able to tell you consistently. I've done 20 runs with her in Relentless. She scored more damage than the 20 runs I've done with her in Savage, right? So I can't really confirm it or deny it. But I feel like if you have a good Savage set that allows you to hit the cap with all of her hits, then go with it. If you have a very good Relentless, you can go with that as well. You're not going to go wrong with either one of them. Then, my most wanted on the list, guys, is going to be Cena Amberheart. The best support champion for the Chimera, hands down. So, you have a speed aura for all battles. The A1, a chance to instantly activate continuous heal buff on each ally, which will give you a lot of turn meter. Then the A2, increased speed and a continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns and fills their turn meter by 20%. Massive, on a 3-turn cooldown. Then you have this Revive, 50% HP and turn meter, and team up and ally attack the enemy with the lowest HP. Then you have the passive, which is the most amazing thing on her. Whenever a continuous heal buff activates on any ally, fills the turn meter of all allies by 5%. So that is amazing, guys. The more continuous heals, the more turn meter on your team. The A1 can activate them, which is very, very nasty. Now, in terms of builds on Cena Amberheart, you can go with Relentless and Impulse. You can go with Reflex. You can go with 9-piece protection. All of these sets will be really, really helpful. Now, I do think that initially we gave tons of credit to protection sets for the Chimera. We were like, oh my god, you're gonna wanna have that because the Chimera will absolutely wreck you if not. True. But I feel like, considering how fast that boss is, having a Relentless set on key champions like this that are giving you a lot of turn meter will pay off way more than having a 9-piece protection. So I really think that I would build her most likely on a Relentless plus an Impulse plus a couple of refresh accessories, just to have her go ham on extra turns, refresh skills, and use that A2 non-stop, basically, right? Because that will push the turn meter on my team so freaking much. But that's what we have in terms of legendaries. I can't really remember where my Mercy is on the Voids. I'm definitely going to try to see if I'm going to get her. If I'm getting lucky, I am. If I'm not, you guys know the drill. We're going to suffer. We do have some epic champions this time around, and seems like I gotta go back to the dwarves. We have Geomancer on the list, the best epic damage dealer for the Chimera. He is one of the best epics in the entire game. HP burn, weaken. You have the remove buffs or steal buffs with this skill, decrease accuracy. Very strong for trials as well. The enemy max HP comes from the passive when the target is under HP burn. That will generate a lot of damage. So 100% Geomancer still worth pulling for. Then we have Taguar, guys. Taguar is definitely not a bad epic champion whatsoever. You have the revive, you have the increased speed, you have the healing, you have the increased defense on an ally, the passive. Pretty solid epic champion. One of the best epic revivers in the game, actually. Then we have Stag Knight, super powerful again for Fire Knight. A lot of content. Stag Knight is just aging like the wine, basically, right? Decrease speed, defense down, decrease attack, increase accuracy on a champion that gets resisted on your team. Super strong epic champion. After all this time, I feel like they've introduced Stag Knight in the game maybe like 5 years ago with a battle pass. He's still amazing. Then we have Godseeker Aniri, guys. One of my favorite support epic champions in the entire game. She's just so damn amazing. Healing on the A1, healing on the A2, increases the duration of buffs, decreases the duration of buffs on enemies. You have this amazing revive with all of the skills on 0 cooldown, and this is on a 4-turn cooldown. And then you have this passive with the revive on that, increases the amount of healing allies receive by 10%. Pretty solid epic champion. And we have one more, which is Itlan the Golden. Good damage dealer, especially for Faction Wars, Curse Series, Secret Rooms in the Doom Tower. Places a shield with the A1, AoE attack, has a chance to put block active skills, and a chance to put True Fear. Then increase crit damage, increase accuracy, and an extra turn. The passive ignores 10% of defense when attacking support, defense, and HP-based champions. Really, really nice for waves, especially tankier waves. I'm surprised that he only has 211 reviews, to be honest. But either way, super solid epic damage dealer as well, guys. One of the best ones in the game, to be honest. Definitely top 10. That's pretty much everything in terms of champions for this weekend, guys. As I mentioned, an amazing summon rush with good champions during a fusion. Top notch. Now, let's be honest, a 15x is not great, right? The chances to summon those champions are super low. You really need to get lucky. And you know what? I'm praying to get lucky and get that Cena home. But that was all for this video, guys. As usual, appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.